Hello there everybody, it is I, Tony, aka TTBurger, and welcome back to more TTBurger game reviews. And Halloween is upon us this month, in a couple of weeks, so I decided to bring you guys a Halloween special, where it'll be a two-part special, where I review one bad video game that has with a Halloween or horror theme to it, and a good game for the next part. And like I said, for the first part, I'm going to be looking at a game that I feel like that had a great opportunity to be a great game, like Resident Evil and Dark Crisis, but it just fails miserably. It has a great setting and a great storyline and stuff like that, but everything just falls flat. I'm talking about Martian Gothic Unification by Take-Two Interactive on the PlayStation, and it was also on the PC. And I didn't really learn about this game until late 2009, when the local disc store I go to was having a sale for like PS1 games and stuff like that, and I saw that they had the games on sale, and I was looking forward to it, thinking, whoa, this looks cool. It looks like a survival horror game in space, like on Mars and stuff. But then you get it, and lo and behold, it's nothing. It's pretty much nothing special. When you get started here, you're treated with this cutscene that tells the story of Martian Unification. It's about 3 members of this rescue escort team, named Kenzo Uji from Japan, Diane Matlock from London, and Martin Karn, who are sent to a base on Mars called Vita Base because communication with them has gone silent, with the last message saying, "Stay alone, stay alive." And when they get there, all the survivors and stuff, and the scientists and everything, have been turned into zombies, and it's up for them to escape. And the story is great, and it's one of the best stories in a video game. The problem is that like everything else just falls flat. When you look at the cutscene here, the graphics here look nice. The graphics here in this cutscene look amazing. But the thing is that like when you get to the in-game graphics though, the in-game graphics are a mess.
Dreams come true.
The in-game graphics here look extremely outdated, to be say the least. I mean, I know Resident Evil kind of looks like this. I mean, I'm going to be mentioning Resident Evil a lot here. And I know when I reviewed this game on my Neptunia Gamer account a while back, people were giving me hate because, like, I was saying I didn't like it because it was a Resident Evil ripoff and stuff like that. And no, I'm okay with it being like Resident Evil, because Dark Crisis was like that, and Parasite Eve had some Resident Evil elements in it as well, and so did Silent Hill. But the thing is that, like, those games were done right. This game is a train wreck, and I don't mind it being like Resident Evil and stuff. I mean, I'm glad we do get like a Resident Evil-like game that's on Mars. I don't like it because the game has so many problems with it. Like for example, like the graphics here are very blurry and blocky looking and look very outdated. And if you look at the character models here, the character models look like something that came from a game that released in 1994. And the backgrounds do look nice. They're big. The backgrounds are big and detailed. But it would have been nice if the rest of the graphics got the same love and care. As you're looking at the graphics here now, like look at the character models. They kind of stand out. But the backgrounds are detailed and have some nice lighting effects to them, which I'll admit is a plus. But still, it could have been better. And as for sound is, yeah. Let me talk about the sound here. If you thought people say the voice acting in the original Resident Evil was bad, well, that was different because this was 1996. This game was released in 2001, around the time the PlayStation 2 came out. So yeah, this was one of those games that nobody cared to play. But the voice acting in this is so bad. Like the voice acting in Resident Evil 1 was so bad that it was funny. But here the voice acting is just extremely monotonous and boring to listen to. It's like, here, I'll play you the cutscene after the intro that has the people talking, that has each character talking and like saying who they are and stuff.
This is Kenzo Uji. Enigma mission log 9:12 a.m. June 17th, 2019. I've just crash landed Zeus 19 within 2 kilometers of Vita Base. The base directional beacon was out of operation, and there was a demon of a dust storm raging. A fire broke out on landing, forcing Matlock, Karn, and myself into emergency evacuation.
Diane Matlock, Earth Control Bacteriological Division, 9:12 a.m., June 17th, 2019. Beginning investigation of continuous radio silence from Mars Vita base. I attempted to enter airlock 2, but the door was jammed from the inside. My air supply almost ran out before I made it into airlock 3. No sign of a reception committee. No sign of anyone. We obeyed the secondary directive by coming in through separate airlocks. Stay alone, stay alive. That's what we were told, and that's what we've done. Investigating further.
Enigma mission log. Martin Kahn, Earth Control Security Division, 9:12 a.m., June 17, 2019. Prime mission directive to investigate cause of continuous communication silence from Vita base. I'm now inside Vita base. It's still silent. The mission ended almost before it began. Kenzo had to pilot the ship in by the seat of his pants. While the dust storm didn't help, we crash-landed close to the base. I think Kenzo made it all right into airlock 2, but I don't know about Matlock. Haven't heard from either of them since we entered separate airlocks. In the middle of all the panic, we didn't forget the secondary directive. Stay alone, stay alive. Whatever the hell that means. I checked the airlock's EVA suit hatches. Plenty of suits. No air tanks. No way out. End report.
Yeah, pretty bad, huh? It's like, can't they be more bored when recording their lines? I mean, geez.
This guy's got 3 bullets in it.
And the music, there
What
isn't much
happened
music
here?
to
Group
speak of, but the
hysteria?
music is very forgettable because like it's just generic orchestral music that tries to make it sound scary and fill you in, but it's not just kind of generic. And the other sound effects too, like the gunshots and stuff, and like
Storage
your
hatch.
weapon firing off and stuff,
Damn.
sound like
Password.
weak toys and just not worth it. Now getting into the gameplay here, I'm not bashing the game for being a Resident Evil clone and stuff like that, because I'm fine with it being like a Resident Evil clone unless it's done right. But here the gameplay here has a lot of problems here that it just falls flat. Like moving your character feels like a cement truck, and controlling your character when you run and walk and stuff and turn feels very, very stiff. There are times when I was running, I couldn't turn. I thought there was something wrong with my controller, but there are times where like, it turns. Sometimes your character can turn and stuff like that when you run, but usually you have to walk in order to move your character properly. And of course it's got the 180 degree turn, which works fine stuff like that, cause turning your character around is like very, very slow, and it just really is annoying. And on Vita base, you have certain doors that need to be unlocked with different colored tags, like a green tag, an orange tag, a gray tag, brown tag, red tag, rainbow tag, and stuff. And you use certain colored tags to open certain doors. Like a lot of doors require the green tag, is what I'm trying to say. However, every time you use a tag to open a certain colored door, you can only use that tag only for one door. So you have to go around looking for other tags to get the other doors open. Why do I have to go around and look for like 10 different green tags to open 10 different green tag doors? Why can't I just use the same one? It's just backtracking at its finest. And when you start, you're pretty much helpless at the beginning because you don't get a weapon. You don't get a weapon to start out with. Sure, Diane Matlock, the female character, gets a weapon when she first starts, but you can't control her yet because her decontamination station process door, which is what everybody gets at the beginning, won't open unless you find a code. So they give you the gun and the weapon just to like laugh at you and say, haha, you can't play as her yet. And the only person you can play as at the first is Kenzo Uji, who I don't mind playing as him, but just the fact that he and Martin Karn are defenseless at first, because all they have is this puny little kick, and it does nothing to help. And when the enemy, and you cannot, and even when you try to run past the enemies and stuff to avoid getting attacked, it's pretty much helpless because like they'll get you every single time. And even when they do attack you, you're supposed to press the square or X button multiple times, but even sometimes that doesn't work, and you'll get huge chunks of health taken away at the same time. And so trying to survive and stuff like that, and just trying to get away from them becomes more of a chore than it actually is. You also have vac tubes here, which are pretty much like the item chests and stuff, where you can like send things to different vac tubes for other characters to get. You can switch out any other characters anytime by pressing the select button, but you have to be sure you're in a different, you're not in a room where the monster is, because you will get a warning that they're being attacked and stuff. And it is a pain in the neck because, yeah, it's like, it just seems totally, but there's also comes the problem when you're aiming your gun. When you go into this aim mode here, the aim mode here is just pretty much annoying. It's like, when I first thought it'd be like Resident Evil where you hold down the R1 button to fire your weapon, but no, you press the R1 button and it stays aimed. And sometimes the enemies are zoomed far back and stuff like that, like when in the camera, that you won't know if you're hitting the enemy or not, and you end up wasting lots of bullets. I mean, to take down a single enemy, it takes like 1 or 2 whole clips, like 6 to 12 bullets. Do you think that's enough? And of course, there are puzzles in the game, like numeric code puzzles, which are pretty much a no-brainer. You can, as long as you remember what they say or pick up the certain files and stuff, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. But I pretty much could not finish this game. I mean, this is one of the games where you need a guidebook to figure out, and I was basically figuring out trying to use a walkthrough to help me, but I got so bored with the game, like after 2-3 hours of playing, which yes, I did. Yes, this is for the 2-3 hours. I did try to give the game a chance because I like these type of games. I pretty much just gave up because it was just annoying, and the fact of the matter is that like sometimes like you won't know what to do with a certain item here until it's too late. And
all the bulkheads would close automatically in the event of a bacterial.
I really wanted to like this game. I really wanted to like it, but just that I just couldn't enjoy it. I mean, like, I actually thought it had a great premise, like a survival horror game on Mars and stuff like that. Because like it wasn't every day where we got a survival horror game that took place on Mars. Like, we already had mansions and facilities and like islands and stuff, and of course we had like with Resident Evil, Silent Hill and stuff, and I thought, okay, this is fresh, but it just, like, all the problems I mentioned and stuff, the stiffness of the controls, the fact that you have to find multiple same color tags for doors to unlock, and the fact that you have to just run around and stuff. And oh, I forgot to mention one thing too. Your in-game map is, you have a map that you can look at too, but your in-game map is totally useless. Yeah, your in-game map, because you wanna know why? Look at this map here. I don't know where I'm at. All it does is show the colored doors that need to be unlocked, and the name of the places like that are like in small print. Does this map help you at all? I don't know where I'm going. I mean, I don't know where I'm at. I just have to guess that I'm like, oh, I'm right by the blue tag doors because Diane needs the blue colored tags. That's the only way I know where I'm at. But how about people who haven't gotten this far? How are they gonna know where they're at? It would have been nice if they actually pinpointed your location on the map, so it could be easy, so you don't have to go running around, and stuff, so you don't get lost. And that's where I just draw the line here. This game is just awful. And my final verdict goes like this. Martian Gothic Unification is a game that had a great storyline and a great premise, and the fact that it had the potential to be a great game, but due to all the problems I mentioned, like with the graphics, the sound, and mainly the gameplay, the game just ends up being one of those throwaway games that's gone and forgotten about. Due to the storyline and the premise and the fact that it's a survival horror game on Mars, which are great and stuff like that, I will only be giving this game a 2 out of 10. That's pretty much all I gotta say about this. This is Tony, aka TTBurger88. Peace out and have a—
That is one of the worst reviews on a game I've ever seen.
Wait, what? Who are you?
How could you bash that game? It's awesome.
Did you not listen to me? This game is bad, and I mentioned all the problems in it already. And who are you anyway? You never told me who you are yet.
I am Jackalburger, one of your fans. I am from an alternate dimension of Earth.
Oh, hi. Okay, you're one of my fans, and you're from an alternate universe of Earth and stuff, alternate dimension, whatever. But did you even play the game? You obviously would know how bad it is if you played it. Did you even play it?
Nope, I don't play it, but looking at videos and stuff, it looks awesome.
You can't judge a game based on watching videos and stuff like that. There are problems with it. Sure, it looks fun watching videos, but it doesn't mean it's great.
You know, I can review a game like that better.
You really think so? You really think you can review a game better than me, huh? You really think that?
Yes, in fact, how about you let me take over the next part and review a Halloween-themed game?
Wait, you're telling me that you want me to have you review the next game in the next part of my Halloween special? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, I am.
So, okay, if I let you review the next game, will that be okay with you?
Yes, I like that idea.
Well, then hurry up and come on over here. I don't have all day. Okay, you happy now? Hey, wait a minute. What's going on here? Why? What's going on here? Why? I can't even see anything. What happened here?
We switched dimensions. I reviewed the next game, remember?
I didn't tell you to bring me to your dimension. I told you to come over to my dimension and we could review the game together is what I meant.
Yeah? Well, I don't play fair. And I'm doing the next part of the special, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Fine. And you know what? You review the game, and you know what? Then after that, maybe you can talk about bringing me back if that's the case.
Yeah, maybe we can do that. How's that sound?
That's fine. But review the game, and it better be good because the game that the game that was gonna be reviewed for the next part is a good game, and don't make a mockery out of it because the game is awesome. Got that?
Okay then everyone, I, TTBurger, will be back for part 2.